Are you really struggling with fear and you feel like it's just holding you back? I want you to let me be your big sister today, because I know that you are so capable. You are so powerful. Like, I can see it. So many people can see it. And I'm going to imbue every cell in your body with this sense of self-belief and safety. So all I need you to do is just affirm and attest. Maybe even type down in the comments, I affirm, I attest, I am open to receiving this energetic healing session from Big Sis Anna. Because, you deserve to feel safe. You deserve to really trust in your abilities and trust in your power. I'm going to go ahead and light a little bit of incense so that we can start by just doing some cleansing, because a big part of this is just about release, right? So I'm your big sis, your big Scorpio sis. I am a Scorpio, and you know what? I have really struggled with this. This is something that it's taken me so long, and it's been such a process of starting to feel safe. And, safe enough to put myself out there, safe enough to be seen, safe enough to trust that everything is going to be okay, safe enough to attract, my desires into my life, to manifest them in my reality, safe enough to call in abundance. All of these aspects, I just had such a huge block with them because of how I grew up. And I just always felt very afraid. I always felt very, like I was always waiting for the rug to be pulled out from under me. And so even any time that I would get good news, it was almost like that when I would feel the most afraid. And what I've learned through my journey of years of working on myself is that there's so much going on in the world, right? And the more that we can ground ourselves in what we want and how that's already manifesting in our lives, the more we're able to recognize opportunities and possibilities and even moments where that's already happening for us. More of those things are coming in. So, for example, I would have very anxious thoughts that would go on spiral. And, meditation and mindfulness and Reiki have been so helpful for that. But really what has helped me is grounding in things that are already safe, ways in which I am already safe. And that's just kind of a nice way to kind of snap myself out of it. Like, okay, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm able to breathe. The air is clean that I'm breathing in. Okay. And the way I like to describe it in my book, Self-Loved, is that each time that I have that sensation of, each time I recognize ways in which I am safe, okay, breathing in fresh air, then that places a brick in the foundation, the fortress that I'm building around myself. Place that brick and then have gratitude for that. Oh, okay, I'm so grateful for that fresh air, right? Another one could be, I just had lunch. All right, I'm not starving. I'm eating food, good food. I get to cook. I know how to cook. That's another brick. I'm satiated. I have eaten. My belly is full. And then gratitude for that. And gratitude is sort of like the cement in between the bricks. And then, am I parched? No, I'm quenched. I have, I'm not thirsty. If I'm hydrated, that's another brick. Cement it with gratitude. I'm so grateful that I have clean water to drink. I'm so grateful that I have refreshing, cool water to drink. Especially, when you go out and you go on a hike or something like that, it's so easy to connect with that gratitude. I was just went on like a 11 mile hike the other day, and having a thermos that's got, that's like, the water stays really cold, or it stays hot if you have a hot beverage. And, just drinking that really cold water. I was looking out at the sea, drinking my cold water, and I just was overwhelmed with this feeling of gratitude, just feeling so grateful. And so having that gratitude with your first sip of water in the morning, anytime you start to feel anxious, just thinking about these ways in which you are safe and your needs are being met. Lay that brick. Oh, that's solid. I can trust that. I can rely on that. That's solid. And then the cement is, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so great. Imagine people who don't have that. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. And from there, we can just build up and build a beautiful fortress, an energetic fortress around us that is stable and strong, Like, you've got this. So I really want you to start to do that. Start to just think about the ways in which you are safe right now. That's such a helpful thing for overcoming fear. And let me tell you, you are so much stronger. I can't even express this enough. You are so much stronger than you know. I love that quote. I think it's from Eleanor Roosevelt. It's like, women are like tea. You never know how strong they are until you put them in hot water. But you are strong. You are so capable. You are so capable and strong, and you've got this. Like, you totally have this. I'll just put that there. I love this shirt. I can't tell if I don't know if you can tell, but it's like got a very witchy vibe to it. Kind of like Victorian witchy vibes. But I thought this would be nice just for that kind of like black cat, big sis, come on kind of energy. You know what I mean? Okay, this went out, or it's just not smoking very well. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this. The incense I always use, I didn't bring it with me, but the pure incense, oh my gosh. It's just like no other incense compares. Anyway, there's one more now, so let's light it. Maybe you have some really serious anxiety and fear that we need to work out, and that's why. So we'll just make sure that we're releasing that. So I just want to kind of share a few helpful kind of thought exercises, or even, just some phrases that you can use almost as mantras for yourself that can kind of ground you in truth again if you're starting to feel like these nagging thoughts, worries, fears, anxieties are creeping in, and you're starting to really believe them as truth, as like the ultimate truth. So we're going to do some clearing and cleansing, and I'm going to do some pulling and plucking. And I'm going to help you to release. Help you to release. So you can say to yourself or aloud, you repeat after me if that's comfortable for you. I am not in danger. I'm just briefly uncomfortable. When you're feeling fear, when you're feeling anxious, just recognizing that feeling physiologically, neurologically exists in order for you to keep yourself safe because of, threats when that part of the brain was developing. And when that part of the brain was developing, there were very real threats of the saber-toothed tiger. I use the saber-toothed tiger specifically because it's just such an easy one to say, oh, right, that was developed a long time ago. That part of my brain was developed a long time ago. I don't need to believe that because I'm actually not at risk of being eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. That's not actually a legitimate fear for me. So just recognizing there are no saber-toothed tigers. There are no saber-toothed tigers. I am not in danger. I am just briefly uncomfortable. If that one's helpful for you, just hold that in your heart space, okay? Just hold that in your heart and just say, I am not in danger. I'm just briefly uncomfortable. If we claim a feeling or a thought by saying, I feel scared, Brene Brown talks about how just by kind of acknowledging or recognizing or even saying that word out loud, we start to feel that way. So be really clear about the way that you feel. So shifting it from, I'm not in danger, I'm just briefly uncomfortable. To me, I think that's a really helpful one. One thing that can happen when we start to go down these paths and stuff is we can start to kind of play out the worst case scenarios. Do you ever do that? Playing out the worst case scenario. So what I would just encourage you to do is just stop that thread by saying, what if it doesn't go like that? What if it turns out okay? So our next affirmation is, what if everything is okay? What if everything is okay? So you're just doing this affirmation, we're doing these mantras, and I'm here, your big sis, just doing some energy healing on you, okay? You're just getting a free energy session with your friends, with your big sis, okay? That's what I love about our sessions here. It's just we get to hang out. We get to hang out. What if everything is okay? What if everything is okay? There's no legitimate argument to that. What if it turns out okay? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Vortex of negative thinking. Okay, I see you. But also, what if it turns out okay? And if we can start to say that, what if it turns out okay? Then we can train ourselves to shift that mentality to, what if it's amazing? And I've really seen myself have that ability to shift since I've kind of healed all of that fear and anxiety. I'm still healing. It's a lifelong journey. It's our healing, right? But I'm now able to open to the possibility that things could be great, But I think it's really important and helpful for us to just start to trust that everything is going to be okay. You are so much more capable than you know. You can say that one now. Say that to yourself. Breathe that in. Breathe in the truth of that. I am so much more capable than I know. You're so much more capable than you realize. You are so much more powerful than you even realize. So powerful. I mean, if you could see how powerful you are through my eyes, you are just so powerful. You are so strong. You are so resilient. You are so capable. You just need to recognize that I am seeing you as the most powerful, open, free, confident, worthy, valuable person. And you need to start connecting with that. Okay? You need to start recognizing that. And again, this isn't about ignoring the way we feel or suppressing our emotions or, spiritual bypassing or anything like that. This is about recognizing what's happening, recognizing what's here, and choosing what we do with it. So now we'll move on to our next affirmation. My thoughts don't control me. I control my thoughts. My thoughts don't control me. I control my thoughts. You are at the helm. You are at the helm of this ship. You're at the helm. You get to choose. You get to choose how you think. You don't have to believe everything that you think. You get to choose. You get to choose. So however your anxiety or your fear manifests itself, if you feel that big block from, living up to your full potential or starting that business or embarking in this, creative career or asking somebody out or taking a chance on yourself, betting on yourself, so to speak. If that's the way that it manifests for you, just recognizing, I am so resilient. I'm so resilient. I can believe what I choose to believe. My thoughts don't control me. If you have this doubt that's like nagging at you and telling you, here are all the ways it's not going to work, here's how it's not going to play out, here's blah, blah, oh, you're going to get made fun of, blah, 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 you're going to be judged, you're going to be misunderstood, blah, blah. You just have to recognize that in order to do great things or be anything or do anything, there's always a risk of being judged. And if we based our lives and our decisions on that fear, the fear is based on this ancient fear of being left to your own in the wild. But that's not the case anymore. We get to choose who we surround ourselves with. We get to choose who we let into our inner court, right? So who are you going to fill that with? Are you going to fill that with people who aren't rooting for you or supporting you? I'm not. I'm not filling it with that. I'm not filling it with that kind of energy. Or are you going to fill it with supportive, loving, kind, fun people who buoy you up when you're feeling down and who, can hold your hand when you're crying, pass you a tissue when you're crying, and who can laugh with you and celebrate your wins. So it's really about recognizing how much power you have in your life. I heard a quote recently that I thought was great. It was like, everyone's self-made, but only the successful ones choose to admit it. Which really just means we're all responsible for our lives, right? We're all responsible for how we choose to move through the world and the choices that we make. And again, it's not about ignoring the hardships. It's not about ignoring the way you feel or suppressing, emotions or not recognizing, ways in which you are very, very privileged or, it's more about just acknowledging all of these things, all of these assets, integrating that into your experience and recognizing that when you encounter difficult things, that really is when you sharpen your blade. Those rocks that come, those jagged rocks, that's just you sharpening your blade, right? Like, you're so strong. You are so strong. You are capable of anything. You're capable of anything. Our fear wants us to stay small and safe. Think about your fear as the egg, and you're just this little bird inside of the egg. And your fear is the shell of that egg, and it's very brittle, and we can crack an egg very easily. But from the inside of it, it's hard to tell when it ends, and that seems like the only thing that's real. When you're inside, trapped inside the egg of fear, you feel like that's the only thing that's real. And all you have to do is be so tired and so cramped and so stuck and you're so big for that shell at this point that you're kind of bursting at the seams. You're just getting bigger and bigger, and the shell feels smaller and smaller on you until you're so sick of being cramped inside of this shell that you just break free, and you realize how easy it was to break forth the whole time if only you recognized that it was just the shell. It's not reality. It's not the only reality. There are so many ways in which you can connect with how safe you are, how free you are, how confident you are, how capable and powerful and strong and resilient you are right now. So let's connect with and focus on those things. Let's connect with and focus on the things that are supportive for you, that are lovely and delicious and helpful and supportive. Let me try the sacred Reiki symbols. Place your hands on your heart like this and breathe in. I trust myself. Say that on your inhale, I trust myself. And say on your exhale, I am so powerful. Breathe in, I trust myself. And on your exhale, I'm so powerful. Because you are only a victim to your life and your circumstances if you choose to be. If you choose to see the things in your life, the challenges, the hardships in your life, as ways in which your tools are sharpening, I've really tried to shift that perspective. It takes time. You have to process grief and trauma and things like that, obviously. But when I look back, I really recognize that those hard things that I squeezed myself through, they're the things that made me more resilient, more capable, stronger, more loving, more accepting, more generous, more open. So it's really about, doing your best with what you got. Because this is the only body that you're ever going to inhabit, right? It may change and shift and things like that, but this is your body, this is your vessel. And you are doing exactly enough just as you are. You are enough as you are. It's about being the best version of yourself. Recognizing that when you can step into your highest self, that version of yourself that stands tall and connects with how worthy you are so grounded in your worthiness and your strength and your power. That is just such a beautiful way to live. You are doing your best, and that's enough. You are enough. You do enough. You have enough. When we sort of loosen our grip on the expectations that we have, we can really start to work in harmony with the universe and start to go with that rhythm and flow of giving and receiving. Like, it's just so potent and palpable how powerful and true and resonant it is when we start to shift our focus to the things that we want to fill our minds with, want to fill our hearts with, want to fill our lives with. My gratitude practice, I have a morning routine that involves gratitude. Throughout the day, I'm just throwing gratitude everywhere. Wherever I can. Over there. Just throwing gratitude everywhere I can. When I'm feeling bad, that is when I lean into gratitude the most. When I feel like I have the least to be grateful for, that's when I really practice the gratitude. And it starts to come back. Everything starts to come back. Everything starts to flow. This happened to me the other day. I was kind of having a bad day. I was moving through my day and I was just kind of struggling. I had woken up on the wrong side of the bed. I had a really bad dream and I just couldn't really shake it. Have you ever had dreams like that where you just kind of can't shake them? And then I just was kind of struggling throughout the day. I found everything kind of hard. Astrologically, it kind of made sense. But I was just really having a hard time of it. Just having one of those days. I was, mooning, and it was just one of those days, right? So I go for a walk and I just said, okay, I'm going to shake up my energy. And I did a little dog shake off, and I just started saying, any judgmental thoughts are going to be filtered straight out. And any delicious, supportive, yummy thoughts that are just grateful and loving and kind are going to be the ones that I focus on. So if there was a thought that came into my mind of, oh, that's kind of pretty, or, oh, that's a nice color, or, oh, look at the iridescent kind of shimmer of that pigeon's little neck. That's pretty cool. Looks like labradorite. And just recognizing these things and then amplifying whatever positivity I could. So for example, the pigeon, with its little iridescent shimmering neck. There's about 10 pigeons right behind you because you're right in front of the window. They're really sweet and cute, like doves, a couple of doves. But I started to just really connect with this of wow, that's so shimmery, that's so beautiful. Oh, reminds me of labradorite. You can make wishes on labradorite. I make a wish on this pigeon. I wish for this. I wish, and it just sort of shifted things to where every time that I would notice something, I would focus on the positives. If something sort of a negative perception of mine would come in or a judgment, I would just go, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm going to let that one kind of, yes, you're allowed to be here. I'm not going to give you the microphone right now kind of thing, where I started feeling better. And then it just kind of snowballed and I felt better and better and things started getting better. It started getting easier to be more grateful. The gratitude kept coming in. And I think it's just very helpful to recognize that when you're in a bad spot and you're feeling really fearful or anxious or negative, down, you can really shift that. You really can. It's possible for you to shift it. It's also really, really helpful to recognize that it's temporary. It's temporary. All our feelings are temporary. It's temporary. It's temporary. This is temporary. This is brief. This is a brief feeling. There's a few things that you can do. Meditation is so helpful for this. Listen to a guided meditation. Listen to this video whenever you're feeling anxious. Listen to this video whenever you feel like fear is kind of overwhelming you and overtaking you. Sit with a beautiful gratitude meditation whenever you're starting to feel really, really fearful or negative or whatever. And just sit with that. That's so helpful. Another really helpful thing, how I mentioned that I went out the other day and I went for a little walk. Moving your body. I know you don't want to hear it. And whenever I'm in this down place or I'm feeling very fearful, the last thing I want to do is go outside or move my body. I just want to curl up in a little cocoon. But honestly, moving your body, it helps everything. You get feel-good hormones. That's free high vibes. That's like, you can easily connect with these high vibes. Just moving your body, just by moving your body, just go for a little walk. Just do a little bit of stretching, just do a little bit of stretching. Do a little shake out maybe, shake things out a little bit. Do a little bit of Tai Chi. I've been doing Tai Chi recently and Qigong, and just, it's so helpful to just connect with that like lifted vibration. It's so nice. It's beautiful. So connect with that in whatever way you can. Just connect with that high vibrational energy. It's so lovely. You can connect with that movement and flow at any time. You can move your body anytime. Get up and go to the bathroom, do a little movement on the way. At your desk, do a little bit of stretching, do a little bit of, spinal twists. Spinal twists are awesome. This is the Beau de Provence Eau de Toilette. It's like a very figgy scent, but I'm going to use this as our aura mist. I'm just going to spritz this through your aura. Yeah, that smells a lot. It's like sweet and rich. It's like a very wintry scent to me. Ivory. I don't know. Like ivory color. Creamy. That's like a creamy kind of scent. Lovely. So let's check in. How are we feeling? Okay, great. All emotions move through us on average in 90 seconds. 90 seconds. So in a minute and a half, you can fully process an emotion and go back to your sort of neutral state. So if you think about that, then that really helps with this feeling. A lot of the times fear comes from the feeling that something is permanent, that we're sort of trapped in something forever, whether that's a feeling, a sensation, whether that's our perception of where we are in our lives. But everything is evolving, everything is changing. And beyond that, our emotions, they run their course in 90 seconds if we allow them to. This is based on a Harvard University study. And so it's really possible for you to be feeling like garbage and process it, sit with it, maybe do some really beautiful somatic healing work, breath work, and just let the emotion just work its way through you and process it, sit with it, make space for it. Listen to a rain meditation from Tara Brach and just let it move through and then resolve. It's incredible. And then afterwards, what you can do is you can, again, move your body, go for a walk. That's so, again, I know it's not something that you want to hear, but moving your body is like the energetic cheat code. You really can shift so much just by shifting your body, moving your body. So let's go ahead and shake up your energy and keep you so supported and lovely and safe. And I want you to, usually we do like you're cocooned in comfort, right? You're cocooned in comfort, wrapped in comfort. For this, I want you to kind of break forth through that shell, break forth through the egg, and just take off in flight. That's what I want you to do. I want you to really take off, break through the shell and just take off. And so that's the energy I want you to have from this session. It's like, I take off, I fly, I soar, whoosh. Because when you're tied down and chained and imprisoned in fear and self-doubt and anxiety and anxious thinking, you're not allowing yourself to radiate and resonate in your authentic vibration. You're cutting that off before you even get a chance to let that frequency out. And the world deserves that frequency. The world deserves what you have to share with it. So let's have that in mind, have that in heart, and let's move through this healing. I'm going to place a stone right at your heart space. Okay, I have this clear quartz. I want you to hold this in your hand, and I want you to let it flow throughout your entire being. So hold it in your dominant hand and put your receptive hand on top, and then hold it outside of your sacral, just a few inches beneath your belly button. So you're creating this sort of circle, this circle of energy right at your sacral. And so the circle is kind of going sacral to throat, kind of supporting this entire space and sending this beautiful energy, clearing and cleansing and sending this like whooshing, whoosh, 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 this energy all through you. Okay, sound good? All right, here you go. Take that in your hands. Beautiful. Yeah, and then your receptive hand on top. So if you're right-handed, then that would be your dominant hand. If you're left-handed, that would be your dominant hand. Your receptive hand would be the other one. Good, okay. So now that's just flowing. You're creating this fluid, flowing energy. And with that, it's almost sort of like when you have clogged pipes and you just blast through it. That's what that energy is doing. It's blasting through any blockages. It's blasting through all of that stuck, trapped energy. And you can help it with your breath. You can inhale calm and you can exhale all of that fear. Inhale a sense of power and exhale that fear. Inhale your resilience and exhale that fear. Let's do that here and now together. Let's do some aggressive breathing out with that. In through the nose, out through the nose, okay? So. Now through the mouth. It feels good. Let's do that. Inhale that power, that strength, and that resilience. I'm so proud of you. I'm so freaking proud of you. You are so strong. You are so resilient. You are so capable. You are so powerful. Like really tune into that power because you are so powerful. You are so much more powerful than you know, okay? So listen. Just know, don't forget, you're resilient. You are powerful. You don't have to believe everything that you think. And just reframe. If you start to go into these spirals, you don't have to believe everything you think. You're not obligated to believe everything that you think. Okay, my dear. Thank you so much for joining me. This was such a fun one. I'm sending you so much love and support. I'm doing more spritz here before we close. 2 more. There. I love you. If you want to work with me, I will leave my links to my Reiki courses down below. Sending you lots of love. And until we meet again, be so, so well. Namaste. Hello, my lovely, lovely patrons. This session is going to be all about just like sending love into the hands So sending that love towards you, and see if you can just maybe breathe it in. Fill yourself up with that gorgeous, loving energy. Imagine the aroma just swirling in and flowing all through your body. Which can be directed and channeled with laser-like precision to help you accomplish tasks and achieve objectives. Cool. This is going to be a really powerful time for you. 2 super empowering cards. You have this fiery energy, and you have like the earth and the roots and the ancestors. It's like star and earth and fire. Find as comfortable a position as you can. Maybe close your eyes. You could lie down, whatever feels right for you. And let's begin today with gratitude. Whatever position you find yourself in, bring to heart one thing for which you are grateful.